Hey guys. So, I have two videos in my little diet playlist that I slapped together quite a while back. I have two videos by Mark Smelly Bell. One of them's really long. I might just skip through a bunch of it because it's 26 minutes, y'all. 26 minutes. This guy's over here telling us how we have too much fat in our diets. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Too much fat? You realize people are being told yet again to take out fat, and they're doing it and getting fatter? Frig off with your bull crap. Anyway, let me get into this. Where is it? I can't download, by the way. What the heck? What's this? Let's see. Why I quit keto.
Every single person in the United States is most likely consuming too much fat, and that's why they're...
No. Right out the gate now. And I don't care if this is an intro. I do not care. No. Do you know how many health gurus are telling you, cut the fat out and eat the oats and the starches and the veggies and like no meat? And do you realize? Come on.
Restricted from losing weight. You can make some great progress with fasting and with no carbs. Smelly, what is wrong with you? Why?
Yeah, Smelly's actually kind of fitting now. I bet you smell from all the fermenting your gut's doing now.
Did you change your diet? Why did you change your mind so drastically? Yeah, I think it's important that we have an open mindset and we try to think.
You're a human being. You can't be messing around like that. You have a pancreas. You only have one pancreas. Stop. You're playing a very dangerous game with your biology. You do not want to mess around with science. If you mix the wrong materials together in a chemistry lab, guess what happens? Do you really want to mess with your biology? You only got one pancreas. Don't do this.
About things from a reasonable perspective. Vegetables, lean sources of meat. So
No. Now, eating all the sugar, will help you in not developing rapid starvation, but you have to eat fat. Did you forget about fat-soluble vitamins? Where were you while you were doing keto? What happened to you while you were doing keto? Why didn't you put that into consideration? No, I can't be switching over. I can't think about the fat-soluble vitamins. I can't think about the fact I could lose them. No, so now you're completely ignoring the fact you need fat-soluble vitamins, and the only way to get them as a human being is to eat fat from animal sources. Like, what is going on here? How are you missing that? You were keto and almost carnivore. What the heck is going on with you? Did you eat frickin' almond flour? You must have had too much almond flour in your keto diet. No, I'm not buying that you were strict keto either. Come on, like I said in my last sugar diet commentary video, you guys are probably just, I will bet you, your bottom dollar, you guys were going out and eating McDonald's behind the scenes.
my definition of very low fat, anything that would be under 30 or 40 grams of fat.
Welcome to the single digit body fat series.
Strength is never weakness, weakness is never strength.
Information from Cole Robinson.
Right out the gate, Cole Robinson. The guy who has a serious anger issue, needs freaking therapy. I heard something about his channel getting taken down. You know what? Good on him. He deserves it. And if it is back, I hope it happens again. Because this guy is dangerous. Straight out the gate. Cole is another, he's angry to, do you hear me cursing every 2 seconds? I will paraphrase, because I'm not comfortable saying that many F words, especially in the public eye, with the public eye watching. I'll say it word for word if I'm making a testimony or if I'm whatever. But he's like, these freaking people, these freaking fat freaking pigs, freaking. I know he doesn't go freaking just 5 times in a row, but it's like these freaking fat freaking pigs eating freaking fat freaking, like not eating their freaking sugar. Need to freaking eat the freaking sugar. Eat the freaking sugar. Freaking sugar, man. Freaking sugar. That's him. It's early, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna yell too much, but freaking sugar. 5 freaking calories. 5,000 freaking calories of freaking sugar. Freaking sugar. Freaking sugar. That's him screaming at you for eating fat and protein the best way that a human being should be eating, because we have essential amino acids and essential fatty acids. Again, Mark, where were you during the time that people on keto were saying this? We were saying this 5 years ago. That's the only reason I have not completely flipped my script. Yes, I eat carbs. I consume carbs. And it's probably why I've been feeling less than, whatever. I'm blaming the carbs. I'm not blaming the fat. The only reason I have never flipped the script since was A, bioavailable nutrition. Okay, I get it. You guys still eat meat. Fine. Okay. But the other reason I have not flipped the script was because fat soluble vitamins. You can only get them in animal fats. Your body cannot convert them through sugars.
I flipped the script on you guys, and now I'm eating carbohydrates. Some days 400 carbs, some days 500 carbs.
And we're supposed to be impressed with that? That's the average diet now is, okay, maybe 250, 300 grams carbs. Did you hear those ads about that diabetic dude? Those like weird YouTube ads that would pop up? They were these stupid YouTube ads. I don't know if anyone still gets them. But it's some weird diabetic type 1 dude that's saying like, I eat 1,000 grams of carbs a day, and I am a type 1 diabetic. And you know how they're always telling us, hey, stop eating all the carbs. Do you remember those stupid ads that would pop up? Here's how I am able to eat 1,000 grams of carbs a day. And then he was talking with all these stupid, he had these stupid, this was literally an ad I would get back way before I had YouTube Premium and way before I even knew about YouTube Premium. Does anyone remember those? Does anyone still get those? I haven't seen them whenever I would like cancel my premium and get ads again. I never saw that one again. Never, not since. 1,000 grams of carbs. This guy was eating 1,000 grams of carbs a day and friggin' having like spirulina and all that crazy stuff. These superfoods. Well, according to that guy, Smelly Bell, you're not doing enough. Ramp it up, buddy, ramp it up. Are you afraid to? How come you haven't ramped it up more? Why aren't you doing 700, 800? Why aren't you doing 2,000? What's going on there? Why aren't you going to push it? Push it. Push it if that's what you want to do, man. I don't recommend it. Why are you only doing 400 to 500? You chicken? Oh, sorry. No, never mind. You chicken? Are you chicken? Really? Only 400? 500? Scaredy cat? Or is your common sense kind of telling you deep down, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be freaking doing this.
A lot of these carbohydrate sources are coming from sugar. Smelly, What is wrong with you? Why?
I love that they call you smelly, because I think you are smelly now. Come on, now that you don't consume the proper human diet, you probably do smell bad.
In them? Did you change your diet? Why did you change your mind so drastically? Because there's nothing more drastic than going from running off of fat to now running off of carbohydrates.
And let's flip it again. And a lot of people have used this example, if you learned that your body is going to use up the alcohol first, would you recommend drinking alcohol and consuming large amounts of alcohol because you were told that your body uses that first and works that off first? If you were told that that was going to be your energy source now, would you promote that? Because, honey, sugar has fructose, and fructose acts the same way as alcohol. Do you not remember learning about non-alcoholic fatty liver? That's where it comes from. High fructose corn syrup and all that crap. Now, he's probably not eating the high fructose corn syrup, but table sugar is 50-50. We know that. What happened to you? Literally, what happened to you? Not even what's wrong with you. What happened to you? Why did you just go mental? Why did you go mental over this last little while? What happened? I will never try this. The reason I will never try this is not because I'm scared. It's not because I'm just a coward no. I'm not going to try this because I'm a human being and I know what a human being actually needs.
Let me just explain a little bit further. I've been a fan of both styles of diets.
Is that where your problem is? I don't think so. You just don't want to face the fact that a human being can't, I was gonna, the word was in my mind before I could fully spit it out, but you just don't want to face the fact that a human being can eat fats and proteins and be fine, but carbs aren't essential. You know what? No, I'm going to say what I said last time. This is to justify your addiction. All of you here doing this diet right now, this stupid sugar diet, you're trying to justify an addiction. Okay? That's what you're trying to do.
For a long time. I have always felt that you either pick carbohydrates or you pick fats. And yes, I know the calorie counting cunts out there are
Whoa. Watch it.
saying, well, you can just count your macros and count your calories as well. And then I know.
If you count your calories, you run the risk of dropping your metabolism and then you stall out. Okay, that's what happens if you count your calories. Jason Fung talks about this. I don't think he would recommend this either. He wouldn't recommend something like this.
I know. Just get off my ass for a second here.
Wow, that sugar's really making you mad, isn't it? It's making you really angry, huh?
I think it's preferred that you pick carbohydrates or fats.
No, you're biologically designed to eat fat. Not carbs, fat. Have you ever had too much carbs before? Do you know what that feels like? I do. It doesn't feel good. You don't get to pick. Your biology picks that for you. You're eating fat because that's what the biology tells you. Do you ever crave cream? Well, there you go. Anything creamy? Right away. That's your biology trying to tell you. We want fat. And here you are, defying biology. You dare mess with your biology? I don't have to manifest anything. The consequences will come very, very soon.
People that are really lean and people that have a really awesome aesthetic physique almost always do not normally consume that much fat.
Excuse me? I'm really lean. I'm eating a lot of fat. Every bite of meat I take, my mouth is full of fat too. What? What are you talking about? Every lean person out there? Oh my gosh. Did you ever think, though, that these lean people that don't eat fat could still have some metabolic problems? You don't have to be obese to have wow, I just lost the word. My brain just went. But you do not have to be obese to have a metabolic problem. You don't. You know why? You know why? Because I did. And I do. If last I checked, my insulin was kind of high. I was a little shocked. Anyway.
There are some people, Dr. Dominic D'Agostino and some other keto freaks out there who have managed to be very lean doing a keto style diet.
Actually, all of them do. All of them do. Because you know what they're not doing? You know what they're not doing? Eating almond flour. I bet you they're not eating almond flour, okay? They're watching the types of fats they eat. And maybe some of them do, what do you call it? Because some people don't really like the intermittent fasting term. Maybe they do like a 16-8. Who knows? Maybe that's what they need to do. And then they also probably do a bunch of exercise. You are completely out of line here. You're insane. And you're calling people freaks. I think now you're very resentful towards keto people. I feel it.
And he does an actual keto diet where he's consuming 100, 150, 200 grams of fat. But out of everybody I know...
So what? That's what a human diet's supposed to be. Everybody you know? Also, now you're going off the mainstream again? What happened to you? I thought you were keto and not going by the mainstream anymore. What the heck's wrong with you? Why are you doing this?
He's kind of the only one. We also have Rob.
What do you mean he's the only one? Maybe the people that are very lean and doing keto aren't coming out and just bragging to the internet because they don't have an ED.
Sykes, we can't forget about Mr. Keto Brick. I'm not saying it can't be done that way, and I'm not saying that I haven't gotten lean myself.
So don't flip the script if it's still working. Don't do that then.
Utilizing low-carb protocols. I have. I've gotten in great shape many times with that.
Dude, the day that you start huffing and puffing, gasping for air, don't say I didn't warn you.
And I've also, it's been the savior. It saved my life in a lot of ways. I came all...
See? There you go. So why are you doing this now? Why would you change if it's working? Same with me. Why would I change what I'm doing if it's working? Health-wise, I feel a lot better. Energy's still a bit weird because, I mean, to be honest, my problems with carbs have stemmed from having had COVID really bad and couldn't drink water, like I said in my last video. But am I going to sit here and just say, okay, well, I guess this is a sign I should just be eating carbs then? No. No. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick to the normal foods that I have been eating for the last couple of years since I moved out of my parents. Because in my parents' house, I was still eating some fruits and veggies and things like that. Here, I'm like completely carnivore when it comes to the foods that I eat.
Away from 330 pounds. I first started a paleo style diet, which
So did I.
ended up being low carb for me. And I pretty much ate, I think maybe some rice and some potatoes. I forget what you're allowed to eat on the paleo diet, but
Yeah, stuff like that typically. You don't eat wheat and you don't eat, I didn't even eat rice and potatoes though. I just ate fruit when I was still eating carbs.
I remember eating meat and some sort of carbohydrate here and there, but it was relatively a low carbohydrate diet. Then I switched into a low carb diet, and then I kind of switched into a little bit more keto, and then I did the war on carbs type stuff, which I've shared with you guys. But even in my book, The War on Carbs, I do talk about an evolution. I talk about a couple different styles of diets. And if you guys remember, if you guys are long-time fans of mine, I had Operation Get Less Fatterist. Operation Get Less Fatterist had multiple diets in it over multiple.
But you are a human being, and your human being side wants fat. I'm probably not even gonna react to most of this. This is ridiculous.
Months, because I noticed October, November, December, people were starting to chub out every single year. They would.
Okay. Look. It's an evolutionary thing. It's passed down from generation to generation, okay? And what we used to do was eat fruit to fatten up for winter. Our bodies know no different. Our bodies don't realize that, you know, oh, well, our bodies themselves don't know when the famine is going to hit again. Nobody knows. We don't even know. Our body just works based on that. Just like, you know, dogs have a specific period of time where they shed. Their body's going to do it. It's just naturally going to happen. Birds naturally molt. It doesn't matter where they are. They're going to molt. It doesn't matter if they're a pet or not. It's not that they don't have to. Their body just does it. They have a point in time when, because the climate, their genetics, you know, match the climate that they're in. It's kind of partially due to that, but the climate they're born into, not the climate that they are, the climate that they were originally born into, not the climate they moved to. So, yeah. So we're probably going to get a little fatter, but you also have to remember, people start bringing out the treats and the cakes and the pies and all that stuff. And you wonder why they chub out? Come on, now don't do this.
Gain that weight around Halloween, all the way through Thanksgiving.
I just said why.
All the way through Christmas, and then unfortunately even sometimes a little bit into the new year.
And you know why. You know why. But yet you're going to use this as an excuse to do this stupid thing year round? You're mental.
Then maybe around the second week in January, they go to the gym and they start maybe following through on some stuff they talked about previously, but usually not. And usually,
I wonder why. Humans aren't meant to run 24/7. Just so you know that, guys. Humans aren't meant to work out 24/7. Sean Baker. Sean Baker. Hey. Sean Baker. Listen. You cannot be telling people what they should be doing with their lives. You don't know what other people want. If you want to wreck your body working out 24/7, go right ahead. Go right ahead. But don't go bragging about it to people who don't give a crap. I'm not impressed with you being 256 freaking pounds. And I'm not impressed with your weight presses. I'm not impressed with the way your arms are. I'm not impressed with anything. You are a freak to a woman like me. Because women actually like a man with both muscle and fat. Thank you. So I'm going to stick with a man who has both the balance of fat and muscle. Frig your skeleton arms. And I say skeleton because that's what those arms feel like.
I had a hard time losing weight. But in Operation Get Less Fatterist, I did talk about different styles of diet, and I wanted people to be exposed to different styles of diet.
Why did you call it less fatterist? Were you already high on honey at that point, or what?
When it comes to...
You could have said get less fat. Why did you have to put "erist" on the end?
when it comes to bodybuilding, bodybuilders almost always do a very similar diet.
Have you seen how they wear down toward the end? They have to carb up mid-workout. Embarrassing.
Why is this? Why do bodybuilders do a similar diet? Why do almost every single bodybuilder that you see, or every single men's physique, or every single bikini, or every single...
Oh my God, shut up. Disgusting. You must have an ED yourself. Like, why would you be saying this crap? Why would you go off keto? Why would you do this? You are mental and have an ED. That's the only explanation I can think of.
Women's physique athletes, or any of these people, why do they all follow a similar plan? They all follow a similar plan because it works really well. And that similar plan is low fat. If you go back and...
The very diet that a human was never born into. Do you know how much fat we were eating thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago? Do you know? Literally licking the fat off the animal. Licking it. And you're going to sit here and tell us that the best diet is low fat? You realize our brains are starting to shrink again? This is why. It's because people like you doing crap like this.
watch some of my videos.
You even sound like your brain might be shrinking a bit, dude. So you might want to watch yourself because you're going to turn into a Cole Robinson. Start gaslighting everybody.
That started the single
If you haven't already. I don't care enough to watch all your channel stuff. So, yeah, no, stop.
digit body fat series. What was I talking about? I was talking about low carb and low fat. And remember, I was saying, hey, let's sink those fats down a bunch. The problem with that style of diet is you can do it, and it's great for a handful of days. Remember, I did talk about this a lot. I said, if you can handle this for like a week or so, you will drop tremendous amounts of weight. The only thing that makes it difficult is that you're going to be really hungry because you don't have...
You're going to be hungry eating sugar too. You're going to be hungry eating sugar too. Because sugar ramps the insulin up. Protein also does. You're not going to be full only eating sugar and protein.
And your energy output is going to start to suffer. Your energy output is going to suffer because you don't really have great sources of energy coming.
Yeah, that's why you don't drop the fat. Smart Alec. Don't ever drop the fat. You got vitamin D in there. You got vitamin A. You got E and K too. Which is funny because I said K2 as in like 2 also. But yeah. This is, you're mental.
You either pick carbohydrates or you pick your fats.
Your biology will pick fat. So really you have no choice. I mean, you can try to play around with it, but your biology will pick that for you, and it will be the fats, because that's what the biology wants. The day you start craving creamy, flavored, whatever, you want fat. And you're not going to admit it to yourself, clearly, because your brain's already shrunk down half the size it used to be. And now you're just talking out of your butt, hoping people just accept, oh, maybe you're right. Maybe I should be cutting out the fat and upping my carbs. Frig keto. You're going to start making people hate keto. You praise it and then you talk about keto freaks. That's the other thing that baffles me too. Keto freaks? And yet you're proud of what keto has done for you? Then why would you change it? You were eating the proper human diet before. Why are you messing around if it worked so well?
If you cut out both, yes, you will get tremendously lean. Yes, a lot of bodybuilders do that, but they usually do it for like the last month when they're in prep. And then they never do it again until they're going to hit the stage again.
But you know what bodybuilders also do? They have to chug carbs in the middle of their workouts. You know what Sean Baker doesn't have to do? He doesn't have to do that.
So you guys know I've been very open-minded, or at least try to keep an open mind. I got blind spots just like everybody else.
No. This, your body decides. Your genetics have already decided. So unless you have that genetic, weird metabolic genetic problem where you have that problem where you can't eat fat, which I know that's not the case because you tried keto for so long. No, your genetics already decided, buddy. You're eating fat and protein. Enough said. That is what your genetics want. The more you defy your biology, the more your body's going to start messing you over. I want to see your blood results now. I want to see what your blood looks like. Where's your triglycerides? Where are they?
I try to keep an open mind on particular styles of workouts, particular styles of running, particular style. That's why
You cannot pick when it comes to diet. You are a human being, and a human being needs fat and protein. We do not need carbs for anything.
became a runner was because the entire time I've been fairly open-minded to other disciplines and to other things. And over the years, I've even learned that the strength that I built in powerlifting is just strength for powerlifting. And that
So what?
it may not have been all that relative to things in the outside world, although potentially it could be if I did the two things simultaneously. Yeah, I think it's important.
All right. I think I'm going to quit watching this. This is ridiculous. I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting bored. I'm getting tired. He's a boring a-hole who now no longer supports keto, but somehow tries to act like he still supports it and still likes it. I don't think he supports keto anymore. He calls us freaks. Yeah. Oh, and go look up my channel. There is a video. What did I call it? I can't really remember what I called it, but there was one about my router. Or I forget if I put router in the name of it or not, but I remember you can see me in that video. Go look at me. Do I look fat? Smelly? Do I look fat? Because all I eat is fat and protein. Yes, I have some carbs. But do I down them the way you do? No. No. I don't avoid fats. And I don't avoid carbs. Not completely. But I'm definitely not going to go out there eating fruits and candy and what was I going to say? And fruits and candy with sugar on top. No, I'm not going to do that. I like fruit on occasion. I don't know, but you're mental. You're annoying. You're hateful now. Calling us freaks. Anyway, that's it for this. I'll see you guys in the next one, okay? Later, guys.